The top of the funnel is all about attraction and visibility. And the way that I get attraction and visibility is through creating value-based content. And this starts with me providing educational content. So every week I share content that helps property managers, BDMs, or business owners with some of their major problems. Some of these problems focus on pain points, some of them focus on the solutions or the transformations that my offers and the way that I work with people solves for them. And some of it is just real life, authentic stuff that actually happened to me and what I experienced in my business. And some of the things that you could do is in creating that educational content is things like, break down all your different tasks in property management. What does every landlord need to know about lease renewals? What does every landlord need to know about changing property managers? What does every tenant need to know about securing a rental property? So much educational content. And this type of content is attracting people and giving you visibility because it sets you up as an expert before you even have to speak to anyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Property Management Podcast. I'm super grateful that you are here listening to this episode. And this is one of my favorite topics. I love talking about the concept of funnels. I get lots of feedback, though people don't really get it, but I'm going to try and break this down for you really simply today. And if you want to get serious about getting found online, building your profile online, which, let's be honest, is the future of how people are going to be doing business, and it's the future of marketing our businesses as we head further and further into the world of AI. So let's get started with the funnel concept. And I'm going to talk about how I use it to build that property mum and done for you services. But I also want you to think about how you can use it to build your real estate or property management business as well. So if you are someone that is constantly chasing leads, or you're constantly following up, making cold calls, checking your inbox, responding to people that have jumped into your DMs late at night, this is probably an episode for you. Because here's the truth. You don't have a lead problem. You've got a system problem. And once you have the right marketing system, one that attracts leads on autopilot, your business starts to grow without any of that chasing things down. And today I want to break down the funnel secrets that helped me go from chasing leads every day to having a steady flow of inquiries to growing my email list. And it all works even while I'm offline or on holidays. And I remember way back when I first started my real estate business back in dinosaur days, if I wasn't out there marketing, networking, answering emails, or following up, everything just stopped. It all relied on me. And I was doing all the right things, or at least what everyone said were the right things to be doing. I was posting consistently on social media. I was sending out all my new listing inquiries, or just leased, or just sold properties. I was replying to comments, but it felt like I was shouting into the void. I wasn't getting any traction from it. And I'd have weeks, though, where I was busy with new managements, and then silence, no consistency, no predictability, and definitely no balance. The turning point came when I realized I didn't need more work. I needed more structure. And that's big coming from me as someone who is self-diagnosed as ADHD. Structure does not come naturally to me. And that's when I learned about the power of funnels and automation and how to turn my marketing into a 24/7 system that worked for me and not the other way around. Now, I know the word funnel, like I said, sounds technical, but it's really just the journey that someone takes from being a stranger to becoming a paying client. So here's how I use it in my own business. The first step in the funnel, or the top of the funnel, is all about attraction and visibility. And the way that I get attraction and visibility is through creating value-based content. And this starts with me providing educational content. So every week I share content that helps property managers, BDMs, or business owners with some of their major problems. Some of these problems focus on pain points, some of them focus on the solutions or the transformations that my offers and the way that I work with people solves for them. And some of it is just real life, authentic stuff that actually happened to me and what I experienced in my business. And some of the things that you could do is in creating that educational content is things like, break down all your different tasks in property management. What does every landlord need to know about lease renewals? What does every landlord need to know about changing property managers? What does every tenant need to know about securing a rental property? So much educational content. And this type of content is great for attracting people and giving you visibility because it sets you up as an expert before you even have to speak to anyone. So one of the things that I have found that's working really well for the clients that we currently work with is creating short videos, breaking down property investment myths. The engagement on some of these videos, especially on platforms like Reels and TikTok, is getting huge engagement. These worked because our clients weren't selling, they were serving. The second thing that you do then to move people to the next level of your funnel is to capture their details. So this is turning your attraction into connection. And once someone's interested, the next step is to get their details so you can keep the conversation going. In my business, I do this through lead magnets, which is simple, valuable resources that people actually want. So for example, you guys could use something like a free guide called the Ultimate Landlord Checklist. Or some of the ways that I use it, I do social media content calendars, or I do a mini growth swipe file. When someone downloads one of these, they enter yours or my ecosystem, and they have to leave their contact information, usually their name, phone number, and email address, to be able to get that valuable content that I want to share with them. With my property management and real estate clients, we also include property addresses as well, which helps us to qualify that they are the right lead to enter into their ecosystem as well. One of my top performing funnels is my A to Z guide to property management. People love it because it's practical. Once they download it, they've got the book. They can book in a call. They can get a free coaching session with it, and I think I've had it running for about 5 years now, and every week I still get leads from my A to Z guide to property management. Then the next part of the funnel is the nurture, which is where you start building relationships before you sell. You want to get away from being that transactional property manager or business owner, and you want to start thinking in terms of building relationships and providing value. And this is where most people drop the ball. You can't just collect emails and disappear, or you can't just make one phone call or send one email and then disappear. It's called a nurture, and that means you've got to continue to work with them and reach out to them multiple times. Sometimes clients can take years to convert into paying clients. And if you're serious about growing your business and being in this business long term, you need to think in years, not in terms of months.
If you're ready to be a super organised, focused and productive property manager, buckle up, because Colmio is about to revolutionise the way that you work. Colmio is the driving force behind property management excellence in residential real estate. Now picture this, a comprehensive end-to-end system designed to be the beating heart of your property management tasks, manage your properties, owners and tenants, and handle payments, inspections, and even marketing listings without leaving the platform. Colmio is designed to be an all-in-one solution to all your property management needs. And here's the game changer. Colmio isn't just software. It's been awarded the most innovative prop tech scale up in 2023. Yes, you heard it right. Colmio has been recognised for their groundbreaking approach to property management software. How good is that? So property managers, whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, dive into the future of property management with Colmio. You can book in a demo with the team today and go in their weekly draw for a Prezi gift card worth $100. All you need to do is to head to the link colmio.com/thatpropertymum, and Colmio is KOLMEO.
In my business, I use a simple automation. I use tools like Kajabi or Campaign or Zapier. I usually use AI to generate a lot of my content, and then I tweak it to sound like my own voice. I add in my own personal stories and content. And I send out weekly nurture emails. Anyone that buys any of my offers or any of my freebies or anything from my website, they get added into a nurture email sequence, because obviously I want them to take more steps with me. It's not all salesy. Eventually you do have to ask them to take that next step and put that sales element into it. But initially it's about, sharing stories, creating value, tips, and encouragement. So every Friday I send out a short marketing email that gives tips, that shares stories, that creates authenticity. And those emails get replies every single week, because people start to feel like they know me and they know that I am them. I sound like them. I'm struggling like them. I've got the solutions that they actually need as well. And then the fourth part of the funnel is, of course, the conversion element. But make it easy to take those next steps with you. This final piece of the funnel is where clarity really does count. Every email, every piece of content has a single, clear, actionable next step. For example, booking a free strategy call, joining a investor education masterclass, downloading a guide. The simpler the journey, the higher your conversions will be. When I launched my first digital program, I started building an email list by simply creating a PDF guide, 5 ways to grow your rent roll organically, or something like that. I had over 2,000 people download that, and then they got onto my email list, and then I invited them to my masterclass, which then led them into my online growth school. So this is the power of having those right steps in the right order. You can make this happen too for your business. But let me just share with you some of the big mistakes that I see people make. And yes, I've made them too when it comes to funnels. So the first mistake that I see people make is that they treat everyone the same. I used to send the same email to all of my investors when they came into my world. But the reality is they're all different. Some of them are hot leads and will want to work with you pretty quickly. Some of them will be warmer leads, and some of them will be cold leads that you may only need to keep in touch with once a year. So it's really important that you segment that list, and then you send them content or emails that is relevant to them. So hot leads, you'll want to send a lot more, how easy it is to change over to your agency. You take care of everything for them. Warm leads will need to be nurtured a little bit more with maybe some market reports and education around the local community. And then the cold leads are just simply, they may just want an annual market report on their local area, or just get sent your monthly newsletter or whatever. The mistake number 2 that people make is asking for too much too soon. So those cold leads, you don't want to follow up with book in a free market appraisal now, but that might be for your warm or your hot leads. Certainly go there. The colder leads, the more nurturing, the more value you need to create before you can ask them to take that next step with you. I usually work on about 2 or 3 helpful or value-laden emails before I will ask them to take the next step with me. And mistake number 3 is the whole inconsistency. Funnels only work if you keep on showing up. Things I do, like I batch my content monthly. I use AI to help me create my captions, emails, and posts so that I am able to show up consistently. But also my messaging is the same. I say I have the same messaging. I share the same value. I show my values as well. So it's really important that you are consistent with it. Too many people give up when it comes to BDMing or when it comes to growing their businesses. You really do need to get a long-term mindset and just persevere, be resilient, and stay to the course. So AI has become one of my best assistants, not because it replaces me, but because it helps me, like I said, with that consistency. It helps me with my tone of voice. So make sure that you are on board on the AI train, because in all honesty and reality, it's not going anywhere. It's going to come in thick and fast. Now we're quickly shifting from the digital age into the AI age. And if you're not on board, you are honestly going to get left behind. So here are some of the ways that I use AI every single week. Of course, I use ChatGPT. I create my own ChatGPT bots, if you like. I've got my own little ChatGPTs in there. I have got a content creator one. I've got a Facebook ad helper. I also work on projects in there as well. And I use it to brainstorm my ideas and help me with my podcast outlines and generating content with hooks that grabs attention. It's knowing how to use ChatGPT to elevate what you already do and know. If that's the important part of the embracing AI puzzle, how to use it effectively. Canva has got some great AI in there to help you with your creative side. If you're not creative and you're struggling in that aspect, Canva is has some great AI support now in there. Meta ads, if you're running Facebook ads, Meta ads has got some great tools in there now and some great AI built in to help you run and different versions of your copy or different versions of your creatives to try and test your ads a lot quicker to get better results faster. Email sequences, I use them to draft them out in AI, and then I weave in my own personal tone and stories into that. But it saves hours and hours of time when you use AI to help create your nurture sequences. And all of this has allowed me to simplify, automate, and scale without losing the human touch and my own personal voice and my own authenticity, which is really important to me. And that is what is going to make your marketing sustainable, relatable, and attract those right people into your world as well. So if you take one thing, and I know I've shared a lot of information in this episode, but if you take away one thing, let it be this. You don't necessarily need more leads. You need a better system to attract, nurture, and convert the leads already coming into your world, or to start attracting people to you. And when you have that structure, you get your time back. You get your evenings back. You get to spend more time with your kids. You start to feel less stressed and overwhelmed. And you start to see the kind of consistent growth that feels a lot calmer and a lot less chaotic. And that is exactly what I will be teaching in my free upcoming live masterclass, 5 Mistakes Keeping Your Real Estate Business Invisible Online and How to Fix Them Fast. In this session, amongst many other things, I'll be teaching you how to build your own simple funnel step by step, how to use AI tools to save hours every week, and finally, how to stand out online without working around the clock. You can grab your seat now through the link in the show notes, and I cannot wait to see you there. And remember, you don't need to build your business by chasing leads. You build it by designing systems that attract them again and again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Can I ask you a quick favor before you leave this episode? Now, we all know how important reviews are for businesses these days, and mine is no different. If you could spare just a minute to follow, rate, and review this podcast, it would mean a lot to me. In fact, what would get me super excited is if you share this podcast with someone in the industry who you think might need to hear some of the episodes right now. And if you'd like to find out more about working with me or any of the products I have to help you start, grow, or scale your property management business, head to my website, thatpropertymum.com.au, or check out the links in the show notes.